What's up, everybody? This is Super Dave 3000. Some of you may know me from my Twitch channel. Some of you may not know me yet. I look forward to serving you quality YouTube videos with good strategies on certain Blizzard games such as World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and Diablo 3. Not to mention StarCraft from time to time, maybe even some time on Salem. Anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at Handlock. This is one of my favorite Warlock decks, and currently the deck that I'm running about half the time in the season. I'm not doing too well this season, though. I'm only around rank 15, 16, kind of hovering there, and still trying to work my way up. But we are looking pretty good. We've had some pretty good win streaks running this deck, and I just wanted to share some of the strategy behind it with you. If you take a look at my deck here, we're running 2 Mortal Coils, which is pretty much a gimme card. With early meta game right now, there's a lot of Rush out there, a lot of Hunter, a lot of 2/1s coming down, and this card right here can really make the difference, especially in combination with something like Dark Bomb. You've got a good possibility there to get rid of some of those 4/4s that you're seeing a little bit earlier on now with things like Ogre Brute, which we run in this deck. It's just a really good combination to deal some damage, have some spot removal, and draw a card in whatever situation you use it in. So we're going to go on to the Iron Beak Owl now, and the Iron Beak Owl is Battlecry Silence a minion. With him, he's really good for getting rid of early game taunts. He's really good for late game as kind of a surprise to get around the taunt to deal, lethal damage to your opponent. He's won me a few games, so in combination with him, I also run the Black Knight, but we'll get to him a little bit later on in the video. Moving on, we're going to look at Recombobulator. Recombobulator is a very interesting card. He's a new card out of the Gnomes versus Mechs expansion. As you can see here, his ability is Battlecry, transform a friendly minion into a random minion with the same cost. Really, really great for Mountain Giants and Molten Giants. You can completely refresh them. The downfall of that's they usually lose their taunt. At the same time, though, you get an 8/8 back to being an 8/8, which really helps. Moving on to things like Sun Fury Protector, also really good early game with things like Twilight Drake. Late game, really good with things like Molten Giants. Even mid game, really good with Molten Giants. Really, really good, strong card for 2 mana. I think for what it does, it's definitely earned its place in the deck. The Ogre Brute's also a great combo with Sun Fury Protector at 4/4. The 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. That sounds like a downfall, but let me tell you what, that is not a downfall. That will put you around taunt. That will put you onto a stealth minion. You could do a lot of things with this card. Plus, it's a 4/4, so it's a really, really great target for Shadow Flame, which we, again, will get to a little bit later on when we get to the forecasting cost spells. We'll talk about some combinations there. This card also avoids Hellfire, and it can deal pretty significant damage for being a 3 casting cost, and can be kind of difficult to deal with early on in the game unless you're playing against a Druid, which I hate playing against with this deck. On the Hellfire, Hellfire deals 3 damage to all creatures. We only run 1 of these. This is a great item to have for things like, let's see here, what would it be good for? The other Warlock deck, Zoo, Hunter, anything that's running like really quick. The Mech Mage deck, it's really good at getting rid of a bunch of mechs at one time. It's just a great solid card for 4 mana. You got to watch out for your own creatures, so you kind of want to play it on an empty board. And it's really good board clear and can really stall your opponent until you can get to your later game whenever you can play your bigger bombs. Moving on to what do we got after Hellfire is going to be Shadow Flame on the same page here. This is really good combination with Ogre Brute. I think I mentioned that earlier. It's a great target for that, or he's a great target for this card because you can pretty much wipe out a lot of anything that casts under 4 mana. I mean, there's not a lot of things under 4 mana that have more than 4 health. And another really good board clear, just early board clear, keeping your opponent stalled until you can get to the mid game where you need to be to kind of really shine with this deck. This card right here really goes the distance. Let's look at Defender Vargas first. We kind of skipped over him. Give adjacent minions +1/+1 and taunt. Really great with things like Twilight Drake. Really great with Lotheb. Really great with, I mean, hell, he's really great with almost every card in the deck, except for the earlier casting cost creatures. Unless you're just really in a pickle. But yeah, definitely run 2 of these guys. 2 Twilight Drakes. Come on, give me a break. It's Handlock. You're going to be drawing a lot of cards. This dude gets to be ridiculous. He is so great early on at being like a 4/10 taunt, 4/11 taunt, and you can hold off a lot of damage with him early on. Basically, giving you an extra 33% life unless he gets spot removed. and that right there really helps out a lot when you're playing a deck that really shines in the mid game. Anti-Killbot, really good for two things. One, he's really good for restoring 8 health to your hero, because you kind of try to get a little bit low to get those Molten Giants out, throw this guy down, you're back up to 20, what is it, 18 health, and you're good to go for another couple turns until you can either get your Draxus or whatever you need to finish the game off. Chances are, if you're playing Molten Giants, you're at a point where you can win the game, as long as you play smart and you play around certain things. Faceless Manipulator's here too. He is a great card for what he is. 5 mana, you copy a creature, you get a free Molten Giant, you get a free Mountain Giant out of it. Again, great combination with a lot of the other cards in the deck here, and he copies over the abilities too. So if they have Taunt, he'll copy over with the Taunt. There you go. Loatheb. Loatheb's easy to obtain. You just run through Naxxramas, and he is such a vital card for any kind of control deck. He really stalls mages. He stalls hunters. He can prevent that last hunter's bite from getting your whatever the hell it's called, where the beast bites you for 5 damage and combos that out with his bow. He's just really, really good at stalling the opponent and still getting a little bit more play out. Sludge Belcher here, I think for 5 mana for a 3/5 with the ability to summon another taunt minion. It's just really, really good for, again, stalling out the opponent. You may not pull a lot of damage off of him, but he's there for a reason, and he really does serve his purpose. Siphon Soul is really good spot removal. If you've got something that's just bothering the hell out of you, grab you one of these guys, and you know, it's just really, really good to get rid of things like Sylvanas if you have an empty board and somebody plays it for some reason, or even other bigger minions. I mean, you can kill Ysera with that. You can kill anything with it, and it really comes through and shines later in the game after you get your Molten Giants out. Really, what you're playing around is those Molten Giants and Mountain Giants, because that's where a lot of your damage is going to be. You just need to stall till you can get them out. The Black Knight, come on, we kind of talked about him a little bit earlier. I play him with Ironbeak out. He may be coming out of this deck though, because it drives the curve up a little bit more towards mid game than I like, and I would kind of want to have a little bit of a stronger early stall, because I find that I'm not getting to the point in the game where the deck can really shine. You know, after you have out Draxus and you're dropping Infernals or dropping Giants, you're dropping taunts everywhere. The Black Knight is at a really weird spot for me right now, but I'm still running him. He's still working out pretty well in most situations, but at the same time, I'd like to see him perform just a little bit better, so he may be coming out here soon. Excuse me. Lord Jaraxxus, who I just dropped out of the deck. I need to stop doing that. It's right click, Dave. Lord Jaraxxus, the Aragon Lord of the Burning Legion here. Really great card. Opponent thinks he's got you down to 8 health. You're holding 2 Molten Giants in your hand that you can cast for free. It's turn 9. You drop this son of a bitch and drop your Molten Giants, and you're stalled for another turn until you can get out some taunt on your Molten Giants, or even get out some Infernals, you know. So he's just really, really good for what he is. I mean, I can't imagine playing a Handlock deck without him. Definitely vital to the deck. I just removed a Mountain Giant. Okay, so we also run Mountain Giant here, and we run Molten Giant. I used to run Sea Giant in this deck, but I think there's more cards that came in with Gnomes versus Mechs that kind of took its spot with lower casting costs. So it just made sense for me to run Mountain Giant. Now, with how much aggro I'm seeing here lately, I'm seeing a lot of Zoo, I'm seeing a lot of Hunter. It may be coming back. You know, that may be something that I drop one Mountain Giant for and pick him up, or one Molten Giant for and pick him up, because I think you can get him out pretty early now, especially where I'm at in ranking up, which again is around the 15-16 area. So he may be coming in temporarily until I can get back up into the 5, 4-3 range, and heading into Legendary. Mountain Giant here, again, kind of makes sense. You're going to be drawing a lot of cards. You can get him out on turn 4, turn 5 sometimes, depending on coin, and I mean, he's just a really solid card, so I would definitely say go with him. Molten Giant, again, you're running the risk of getting really, really low to play him for free, but if you can get him out for free, he's pretty good, and you have a lot of other support for him. So that's basically my Handlock deck right now. I would like to do some play videos of it, and I may do that. I may grab some stuff from my stream and pop that up. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was a pretty good explanation of the theory crafting behind building the Handlock deck, and kind of the interactions that you need to have with the cards. If you have any feedback or any questions, feel free to post them, down in the comment section. Ooh, so trendy. I pointed down like I could actually see it here. Anyway, It's been a pleasure making the video, and let me know what you guys think. Have a great day.